Hi everyone and welcome to today's Cubby's Book Corner. Been a mad couple of weeks for me for a little bit, so there hasn't really been a review recently, but I've read some books and I bought some books, so I'm going to do a kind of review and sort of, haul. So what I've read in the last week have been, I've read short stories of Sherlock Holmes, Frankenstein, and Dune. I keep saying Dune, and then my mum tells me off, and then it's like, I'm sorry, you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl. Even though I'm not even from the country, I've been everywhere. So yeah, so Sherlock Holmes. Good, short stories. Read them in 30 pages, easy reading. Good introduction to Sherlock Holmes. I'd never read any before, and I got this ages ago in the bookshop at my university. It was like 3 for 2, so I bought that and Frankenstein and Tales of a Jazz Age, which I still have to read, by F. Scott Fitzgerald. But I bought them all at the same time, and I've sort of been looking for something not so sci-fi over the last week, and so I read these two, even though Frankenstein was actually one of the first science fiction books ever written in sort of like modern English history, sort of, because I'm gonna get to it. So yeah, Sherlock Holmes. It's good. You should read it because it's really easy to read, and mysteries. Everyone loves a good mystery. So yeah, and then Frankenstein. So this was really interesting because until I read the book, had not seen any of the film adaptations of Frankenstein, and I didn't do it in school. So that's why I read it. I was like, hey, it's only 190 pages. I should read this. So yeah, Frankenstein creates a monster. And then it leads to a whole cat and mouse kind of thing between him and his monster. And bad stuff happens. A lot of bad stuff. I did watch the 1931 film. I thought it was really good. Quite different than the book. And the film is actually, the whole Igor character that we know from Frankenstein is actually from the film, not the book. But he's called Fritz. And he wasn't called Igor until the third film. I sort of read up about it and it was weird. But there you go. Also random fact. Boris Karloff did the voice of the Grinch in How the Grinch Stole Christmas in the 60s film. So yeah, another random fact. And now to the beast that I've been working on for a little while. Dune. Wow, that is some epic reading right there. Good reading. Good reading. It's kind of like, everyone compares to Game of Thrones now. Like, Game of Thrones is like the big thing at the minute. I like to think Dune is kind of the Game of Thrones of its time. Because it's about two families. It's the Atreides and the Harkonnens. And the Harkonnens are the bad guys. And the Atreides are the good guys, I suppose. And the Harkonnens own this planet called Arrakis, I think. Yes, Arrakis. And there's been some sort of, not upheaval, but the Emperor of the solar system universe thing has said, right, Atreides guys, you are going to move to planet Arrakis, where the Harkonnens rule everything, and you're going to share. Of course that will totally work well, because they're mortal enemies, but yeah. So it's from the main character, the main character is Paul. Sorry, brain is just melting, it's heat wave in the minute, 25 degrees, crazy. So yeah, main character is called Paul, and his mother's Jessica, and they move to Dune, which is the colloquial term for the planet, because it's just desert. And they are farming, not really farming, but the main resource of the planet is this stuff called spice. And it can help people see into the future, certain people can see into the future, and gives like heightened awareness, so a lot of like space travelers use it to help them with their space travels, funnily enough. So Paul's mum is like a witch, but she's not a witch, but she has such special like observational skills that she's learnt at a special school that she's taught them to her son, and they think that Paul, the main character, is maybe a messiah, prophecy type dude, prophet, I suppose the term I'm looking for. But yeah, it's really hard to really explain, because like the blurb on the back, like, I'll read it to you. Dune, the epic story of the planet Arrakis, is its Atreides rulers and their mortal enemies, the Harkonnens, is the finest, most widely acclaimed and enduring science fiction novel of the 20th century. Like, you really can't, like, unless you read the book, it's really hard to explain, but it is just, like, two families at each other's throats, and them almost fighting over the resource, and then a war happens, and it gets good. You should just read it. So yeah, that's that sorted. And so I work in a secondhand bookshop, and as a reader, I buy a lot of books. So I went in today, kind of went through what was in the back, and I bought some books. Like, I buy them, I don't just take them, I buy them. I do give the money to charity, because it's a charity secondhand bookshop. And I've seen these sort of reviewed on like other booktubers and stuff, so you know, I do watch you guys, I do listen. So I bought the first 3 of the, let's see, which one's the first one? This is the first one, The City of Bones, that's the one. Yeah, I bought the first 3 of this like series. I think there's 4, but there were only 3 in the shop, so I thought, well, that'll give me a basic idea of the story, and then if I want the 4th one, I'll get it. So I bought these, and then I bought Divergent. I've seen a few people talk about Divergent. So, who's it by? Veronica Roth. The City of Bones is by Cassandra Clare. Although it's so famous, like, I've seen so many people talk about it, it's crazy. And then finally, I bought The 100-Year-Old Man, which I've seen skeletons on the shelves talk about a lot. I don't know, a lot of people have talked about this book. About an old man going on an adventure. So, if it's anything like Up, I'm sure I will like it, because that's also about an old man going on an adventure. So, yeah, that's kind of, you know, cut my hair, in case anyone didn't notice. My hair was like crazy long, and now it was like there, and now I have like no hair. It's crazy. I love it. My mum hates it, but I like it. I like the Halle Berry comments. I don't think I look like Halle Berry, but apparently I look like Halle Berry. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm planning to read. I'm reading Isaac Asimov, The Earth is Room Enough at the minute. Sort of first 70 pages. It's not 120 left to read. It's like Isaac Asimov's short stories about, you know, ideas about science. I don't know. I'm still getting into it, but it's just like little snippets of, you know, different ideas he had. Don't have it. It's somewhere over there. I'll talk to you about another. I have loads of like little short stories to get through. But I will do a review on those one day. But just wanted to remind you that I'm still here. So I will see you soon. And that's me for today. See you later.